One of the largest family-owned conglomerates in the United Arab Emirates is Majid Al Futtaim, and MAF, as is more commonly known. It plans to invest $8 billion in the UAE over the next 10 years. Let's discuss the plans. We've got the CEO, Alain Bejjani. He joins me now. Alain, great to have you with me. I mean, this is no inconsiderable amount of money. The first thing that comes to my mind is the risk and reward with that investment. If it's all focused here in the UAE, should you not be looking at a broader geography?
Well, absolutely, you're absolutely right. And as you know, Majid Al Futtaim is a conglomerate that actually operates in 15 countries around the region. Now, this last announcement that we did yesterday is about our investment plans for the UAE.
Yes.
And it comes after a series of investment plans that we have announced in other countries in the region. So what we're doing in the UAE is really trying to capture the potential that exists here. I think if you look at some of the numbers with regard to how the markets are going to evolve and the outlook on tourism, on retail potential in this part of the world, anyone that looks at that and looks at what's happening in the world would say this is one of the most, I would say, the most appealing geographies to invest in.
I get that, but I mean, the dollar is battering the tourist market. I've had a whole variety of conversations. This is not an area that is escaping from a global issue. But the 30 billion, let's get back to the financing, because this is something that the whole market is interested in. There's been a rush to issue bonds. You've got a 30 billion investment. Equity, bonds, loans. Tighten that up for me. Are you going to go to the debt market like everybody else? Because it's a very popular destination.
Well, we are in the debt market, and we have issued in October. We continue to look.
But will you fund part of this 30 billion with debt?
Part of it would be funded with debt, but we don't have any immediate plans to issue for the time being. We continue to look at the market opportunistically. We are going to fund these projects based on our credit rating. So that's going to be within the limits of our credit rate, what our credit rating allows us to do. You know, we have the largest credit rating, the highest credit rating in this part of the world for a privately owned business. And from that standpoint, this is how we have put that together. What we have announced yesterday is within what we can do and is going to be funded the way we fund equity and debt through the markets.
Alain, I just want to get your view here. It's Rich, by the way, in Hong Kong, about what's going on. You know, Manus just mentioned the currency and the currency impact. How do you feel that, and how do you feel that in other parts of your business, let's say in Egypt, for one thing?
Well, it's definitely a challenge that we are dealing with. As you may know, we've been in Egypt now for almost 2 decades, and we are quite familiar with managing those challenges. Egypt is definitely facing a situation for the past 2 years. Our plans for Egypt are long-term plans. We are long-term investors there. We continue to reinvest in the country. When we look at the performance in the country is actually good. It's beating inflation. There is definitely a currency issue, especially at the consolidated level. But when you have long-term plans and when you believe in the fundamentals of the economy, that we still think that the Egyptian economy has the right fundamentals for our business, we think we can weather this situation.
I caught up with one of your other peers, Mr. Al Habtoor, and I asked him this question. I'm curious your take on this. There is a risk in the world that we get Donald Trump in the White House, and that could have serious implications for tourism, for relations between the Gulf and the United States of America. Would it change your perspective on doing business with the United States of America, given everything that he has said?
Majid Al Futtaim has always been very strategically focused on the region. We do business in countries that we understand well, in countries where we understand the challenges and we know how to manage them, and also how to actually take advantage of.
But if Trump was in the White House, what would that do?
Well, if Trump is in the White House, I don't think anyone has clarity on what would Trump do. We hear Trump, we hear what he's saying, but we're not sure what he's going to do. So what I would do, I'll wait until he's there and then worry about it.
Okay, well, so where'd you go from here then? That's just it. You know, you've got to build a business out. What are the markets you're looking at right now, Alain?
Well, we are present in the region, in almost all of the countries in the region. This year we just opened 2 new markets, which is Kazakhstan and Kenya, with our Carrefour franchise, as well as our other leisure entertainment businesses, and we continue to expand. We have announced that we have project in Saudi Arabia, where really we believe that the fundamentals are right, especially in light of the 2030 vision. We're also expanding in Oman. We're very heavily expanding in our home market, the UAE, and we continue to expand beyond the region in Africa and in Central Asia.
Alain, thank you so much for sharing your views. I like your take. Let's wait until the problem, if it's a problem, wait until it's in front of you.
Absolutely.
Before you get worried. Come back, speak to us again when you do your next deals. That is Alain Bejjani there, the CEO of MAF. Now, we're going to talk about the Beige Book. It may have caused, well,